Alexander-Arnold! Well, he was the talk of the town before the game, and he stood up with a special strike during it as well.
That goal was all about Trent Alexander-Arnold, the vision, the quality.
So earlier this week, James Madison posted a photo of you two having a conversation. You know what's coming next. Yeah. And he captioned it that you were still asking for a replay of the Spurs versus Liverpool game. Is that actually what happened?
Nah. No, he was asking me how to teach him how to put a free kick in the top corner. But I told him I was just showing the video when I scored at Leicester last year and they got relegated, so...
Well, Trent, it's over 5 years since you made your England debut. How would you sum up your time playing for your country so far?
I would say this is the most exciting time for me. I think firstly coming into the team, getting involved in the setup is obviously very, very exciting. But it's been 5 years. But this is definitely the most excited I've felt coming into camps, and just a feeling of opportunity for me and the team out there.
During the past 5 years, you've won pretty much everything at club level. Why do you think at times it's not quite worked as well for you with England?
I don't know, because decisions are made, and I don't hold that against anyone. I think club and country decisions are made. People are not played as much as what they want to be. For me, it's just about coming in, trying to prove how good I am, trying to get myself into the team, trying to perform when I'm given opportunities. And like I said, this is probably the most exciting time for me as an England player, and that's the feeling I get when I'm arriving into camp.
Over recent seasons, there's been so much focus on the defensive side of your game. What's that been like for you when people have been talking about that so much? I
think it's easy in these days for people to focus on the negative things and the things players can't do. And I think narratives are set around that. But as a player, I'm confident in my abilities. At club level, I've got the manager's trust to go out there and perform week in, week out. And I have had that no matter what people are saying on the outside. So I've always felt like it doesn't really matter what people are saying about me, as long as I know I'm going out there and I'm performing the best I can. People will always, even the best players in the world, the best players ever, people have negative things to say about them, no matter what. And you can't make everyone happy. As long as I'm going out there and I'm winning games, winning trophies, when it's all said and done, I'll be able to look myself in the mirror and say I gave everything and I have no regrets.
Do you think in recent months, with the way your position has changed for both club and country, you're maybe changing people's perceptions of you and what you can do as a footballer?
Yeah, I think so. I think people are seeing that potentially I'm more effective in the middle of the pitch, and I'm able to be more effective for the team that I'm playing for in the middle of the pitch, and that is maybe the route going forward. Who knows? Like everything, it's not my decision. I can only play in the position I'm told to. But I think with the conversations I've had, especially with the manager here, is that playing centrally and in the middle of the pitch is something that we want to look at going forward, and that's, like I said, that's something that really excites me, and I feel like we'll get the best out of me in this setup.
I was going to say, is that your best position, do you feel like, centrally? You never want to answer that question, do you?
No, it's not because I don't want to answer it, it's because I don't actually know. I think it depends on the setup. I think the way I look at it, for Liverpool, as a full-back, I've got the freedom to get into central areas and to create from the right half space and get down the touchline and put crosses in and create chances and get assists and everything over the last 5-6 years. I think the setup for England's a bit different, what the manager wants from his full-backs. Of course, there's license to go forward, but you know, stability and structure defensively is important as well. So I think there's more emphasis on midfielders to be going and creating chances and scoring goals and getting assists and making things happen. So although technically it's two different positions on the pitch, I think both systems allow me to get into the same positions on the pitch. I think having a license to get the ball, dictate the game, control the tempo is the most important thing for a player like me. It's not so much whether I'm a midfielder or a full-back or anywhere on the pitch, whether it's an 8 or 6, a double pivot, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just I'm a player who needs to get on the ball. I'm a player that can and wants to dictate the game, control the tempo, orchestrate the whole game, and I need to get on the ball to do that. So wherever that is fine by me.
Talk to me about those conversations that you had with Gareth Southgate then, because I know he called you up before the June games to say, this is what we're thinking about doing with you.
Yeah, very, very good conversations. I've always had honest conversations with the manager. And although over the years some of them have been difficult and disappointing for me as a player, they've always been honest, and I've always respected that, the honesty that comes with those conversations. But yeah, we spoke before the June camp, and he just expressed how he wanted to see me playing in the middle of the pitch and see if it could work. And you know, we tried it once before, but this was going to be a little bit different, and the way that we were going to set up and the role that he wanted me to play and the messaging going into that game. And obviously the way I've been playing from club was kind of coming into the middle of the pitch anyway, so I had a lot more experience and it wasn't just out the blue and thrown into the deep end. So the conversations were very good, and you know, as a player, all you ever want is opportunity to go and perform, and you know, he gave me that platform in the summer. It was disappointing obviously to pick up the injury before the last camp, because it was one that me and I'm sure the coaching staff and the manager himself were really excited to build on. But hopefully this time around there's them opportunities again.
How much did you enjoy playing that role in those June games?
Oh, very much. I think if you see the games back, you'll be able to see it's almost like I'm playing with a smile on my face all the time. It was very enjoyable for me. It was pure football. I enjoyed it. I loved it, and it was happiness. Yeah.
Do you think we could potentially see a midfield 3 going forward of Declan Rice, of Jude Bellingham, of Trent Alexander-Arnold?
I mean, it's something I would hope for as a player. It's to have a midfield like that would be. I mean, we haven't seen what it could potentially bring, but I think on paper it's a midfield that's very exciting. Declan doing amazing things like he has done for years, and then Jude, I don't need to speak much about what he's doing. So to potentially be in midfield with those two is something I could see working. Just about getting on the pitch with them.
You've used the word dictate a lot. That seems to be what you really enjoy doing. Do you feel like in this England team you have the freedom and you will be able to dictate the play?
I think so. I think there will be emphasis on a player like me to create and to make things happen, and rightfully so. I put that expectation on myself as well. So I would expect the manager and the staff and the players that I'm playing with to demand that from me as well. But also control the game. When we are winning games, how can we control it? How can we make sure we're keeping the ball? We're not sinking into a deep line, back against the wall kind of formation. We're still controlling the game, winning it in that sense, and also just bringing that calmness to the team as well. And someone who's comfortable with the ball at the feet. So, you know, I'll never shy away, no matter what, to get the ball. Good times, bad times, doesn't matter. Whenever I'm on the pitch, I want the ball.
Are there any players in that position that you particularly are moulding your game on now, or looking up and taking bits from?
A lot. I think I've always felt like I've been different from everyone else. I've played the game a little bit differently, and you know, there's not many people that have the same skill set as me as a player. So it's not big-headed, but it's hard to find people that can play the game the way I play it. So no, I take little bits from different people. De Bruyne is someone that I look at massively. James Madison is someone receiving the ball in those tight spaces is an exceptional talent and something that he's worked on and can do it really, really well. So, you know, I watch him closely in training to see how he does it, how many times he checks his shoulders, how does he know what's around him, when to turn, when to set. Just the decision making. I think even just sharing training pitch with the likes of Declan, Jude, Hendo, learnt a lot from him. Just picking up different things, the composure of players, John Stones' composure. These are the types of things that I guess I don't even know I'm actually doing it, but I'm watching everyone and what they're doing and the things that they can teach me by just watching. And I'll ask questions as well. I don't have any shame in that. I don't think there is any shame in that. I don't care if I'm going up to, you know, the likes of Declan, likes of the Jude that are younger than me, and asking them questions. Why did you do that? How did you do that? You know, learning the game is learning the game, and if it makes me a better player, then I'll be the one that's laughing in the end.
Do you think the Trent Alexander-Arnold of 3-4 years ago would have been this obsessed with improvement? Is this something new to you, would you say?
I think it's always been within me, but it gets to a point when when you learn something new or learn a new skill, you're so obsessed with it that it is just an obsession, and you're constantly always thinking about it. And then eventually, once you get the grasp of the basics and it becomes a bit more natural, you stop searching for the little things every single day. And not that you get lazy, but it just becomes a bit more natural. So I think that's what happened. It wasn't that I stopped searching. It was hard to learn something brand new every single day, whereas now I feel like that's what I'm doing. I'm learning something.
Where did this come from, though? What ignited this passion in you to want to learn this?
When the manager first said you're gonna play this inverted role,
What did you think?
There's so many different names and variations, what people like to call it. Let's just call it the inverted role. When I'm coming inside with possession, I seen it. This is my opportunity to show people I can play in the middle of the pitch. That's the first thing I thought was. You might get one game. If it doesn't work, manager won't try it again. You'll go back and, you know, you potentially play the rest of your career as a right back, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just felt there is more to me from playing in the centre of the pitch, and I seen that as my opportunity. I can show people what I'm really capable of doing, because I felt like I could dictate games, I could control games from right back, and I was able to do that, but I felt like this was another dimension to my game. How can I evolve? That's what I was searching for, I think, and that was the opportunity that presented itself, an evolution for me.
You turned 25 last week.
Oh God, don't remind me.
I'm not one to comment on age, I'm older than you. Yeah, you turned 25 last week. It feels like even sitting next to you now, you're so much more mature than when I've spoken to you in the past. Do you feel like you kind of have grown up a little bit and kind of you want to become a leader? I know you're vice captain at Liverpool now.
Definitely. I got to a point where I felt it was time to really take responsibility for everything that was happening, club and country, and rather than being happy with decisions that were made, it was more how can I force decisions to go in my favour, and how can I make sure that there's pressure on the manager from my performances to make sure I'm playing every game and playing in a position that I think best suits me and gets the best out of me. And Like I said, after the conversations we had in the summer, I felt like there was a real chance at doing that, and I just needed to take it and perform. And I felt like I did that in the summer. Like I said, the September camps was disappointing because I was injured, but there's definitely the foundation for me personally, I feel has been laid.
Is this the best place you've been in as a footballer for quite some time? Ooh. It just sounds like it mentally, the way you're talking. It sounds like you're loving your football, you're feeling valued at club and country, and everything's kind of going well on the pitch.
The end of last season, the summer camp with England, that was the foundation to go and build on what I built from. There was 10, 15 games that I laid a good foundation for. And then, you know, it's about, for me, it was about demanding more from me. I've got high dreams and ambitions, and although I've achieved a lot of them, there's still so much more that I want to achieve. And it's about going and doing that. I think I've realised, you know, well, for me, I'm not a young player anymore, getting into hopefully peak years of my career. And how can I get the best out of that? And I'm the one that's responsible for it. You know, I'm the one that can make that happen. I've always felt like I've been in control of what I can go and achieve as a player. I just needed the opportunities to go and do that.